Hey there! Welcome to the New You Life Pulse podcast, where members go to get a pulse on the heartbeat of our incredible community. New You Life is the hormone health company developing transformative products that challenge the way you age. The Pulse features rising stars, leaders in the field, and insights from our leaders at headquarters. Each Pulse podcast is designed to help you become the best version of yourself by keeping you dialed in, inspired, and motivated. Are you ready to be the best you? Now, let's listen to the pulse of New You Life.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our You Inspire podcast. I am here with Alice Chao. Alice, welcome.
Hi, Becca. Thank you for having me. Hi, everyone out there.
Thank you so much for joining. I'm super excited. So this is our very first You Inspire podcast. So thank you for being my first guest. That's so exciting. Just so everyone knows, so this is a new series that we're starting. I'm super excited. I'm going to have the amazing opportunity to interview all different members of the field, and we're going to talk about recognition and hear all of our leaders' stories and how they got to the success that they've gotten to. Talk about different things involving recognition and events and just all the things that make New You Life so special. And today I'm super excited. We're going to talk about cross-cultural recognition, which I think is super important as we're building in different markets and working with so many different people. So before we get started, I want to play a fun little game, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Okay, so we're going to play a this or that. So it's going to be a speed round. I'm going to give you two options, and you have to pick one or the other, which is your favorite. And if you don't like either of them, you can give me a different answer. Just a fun little get to know you. Okay, so I've got my list. So summer or fall?
Fall.
Oh, yeah. It's almost flannel
Always.
season. Spring or winter?
Spring.
Good. Beach or mountains?
Mountain.
You're right by the beach, kind of, in California, right?
Yeah, but then I hardly go there. That's the thing. I'm not like a water person.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, sweet treats or savory treats?
Savory trees.
Ooh, like salty?
Yes.
Chocolate or vanilla?
A chocolate.
Cool. If you had a superpower, would you rather be flying or mind reading?
Mind reading.
Oh, how come?
Because I think knowing what people are thinking, it takes us longer. Like we will get to places and we will work out things much easier.
Totally. Okay, doing dishes or doing laundry?
On dishes.
Same.
My hobby is doing dishes. Believe it or not, everybody hates it, but I love it.
I feel like it gets out a lot of stress. You can just like scrub things.
Yeah, your mind is just blank and you're just washing and seeing all the bubble.
Exactly.
Yeah, I really enjoy doing that.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs. Definitely. Yeah.
I've got 3. So
oh my goodness, I love dogs. Dogs are my best friend.
Okay, here's the big 2. Nervy, palmberry or passion fruit?
Passion fruit.
Okay, and then MLT, raspberry lemonade or tropical punch?
Raspberry lemonade.
That's my favorite too. Cool. Okay, well, let's get started. So, Alice, I would love for you to just tell everyone your New You Life story. How did you get here? What made you interested in New You Life? And then how did you get to Diamond Ambassador? Tell us your story. How did you, make your amazing success?
Wow, Becca. It all started 2019. Well, actually towards the end of 2018, I found out about Somaderm.
Okay.
And I was not interested back then at all because I was always in this traditional business. I was never into any anything outside of that.
Yep.
So and then the beginning of 2019, my friend who introduced me the product again, she said, just check online because she knows that I'm very I'm very picky on product.
Yeah.
So I don't really just use anything. So she said, okay, just go online and check for yourself. So I said, okay, when I have time, I will do that. So that's how it all started.
Wow.
I went online, I checked, I Googled everything, and I went on YouTube and I checked the product. I checked all the testimony and all the people who actually recommended this product. And I was like, wow, this is something different
Yeah.
because it's transdermal, right? So it's
Yeah.
not something that we take orally. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what actually made me like really interested in the product because it's different. I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
fact that it's different and it's transdermal really got me into it. That's one. The second is the founder, which is Alexi Ghostin. It's just
Yeah.
he just he is not a business person. Well, from that point, when I searched him, I was like, he is a formulator. He
Mm-hmm.
really wants to do something to, to formulate some product that would actually benefit human being.
Yeah.
So I really want to work with a person like this. I want a CEO that who
Mm-hmm.
really cares about people.
He
That's
cares more about the people than the business. Like it's really
yes.
about helping other people, not just helping himself, right?
Exactly, exactly. That's how I also, I started, and then I brought my mom with me together. I recruited her. She was the first person that I recruited.
I
And
love that.
yes, and then that's why we're like a mother-daughter team.
Yeah.
And then little by little, of course, we've been through obstacles, we've been through ups
Totally.
and downs. I mean, all business do, this
Mhm.
is what we have to go through. So, and this is our own business.
Yeah.
So, for the past almost 5 years, we're in this business. We're with New You Life. I mean, we've been through all different markets,
Yeah.
different culture,
Mhm.
and we've had a lot of fun. I mean, this is the kind of things that you will never experience with any traditional business.
100%.
Right. And that's the thing that I want to, like to share. I share with everyone that what we go through and what the things that, we've seen the company going from basically nothing till
Yeah.
right now we have everything. I mean, we're still improving. That's
Totally.
that's what we're doing. We have to do that every single day. But this is, this is what makes difference with us, New You Life, from other company.
Yeah, absolutely. So how was it getting to Diamond Ambassador? Like what was your goal? How did you do that? How did you make that happen? What drove you to be like, this is what I'm doing and I'm gonna hit Diamond Ambassador.
I actually, before I started, I told my mom, I said, let's do this. Let's give us a year. So
Love
I always give myself like a time frame, like a timeline.
right.
You
I
know,
love that.
what's gonna happen between here and 6 months. And then from 6 months to 12 months. You
Wow.
always have that timeline. And
Mhm.
then you give yourself a goal. What's your goal? It doesn't matter. It's either ambassador, diamond ambassador,
Mhm.
or coach, whatever you want.
Mhm.
You need to have that timeline. And then once you set up that timeline, you just have to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
there is no stopping. You will face a lot of trouble, a lot of problems that you might think, oh, what am I going to do? A lot of obstacles out there.
Totally.
But this is what we all have to go through. So you just have to take it, accept all the problems, and try to solve it. That's
I love
how we are
that.
here now. Yeah.
I love that. I think that's such like a understated. I think people think that success just means, oh, they got lucky and they just, it just happened to them. And, I think a lot of times you don't realize that someone who has that type of success, like they went through some hard stuff. They had to really, really work through because it's not just getting to that obstacle and just being like throwing your hands up and saying, well, I guess it didn't work out or I can't do this. It's saying, no, like you said, like you've given yourself a timeline. Like I'm getting to this and I'm gonna have to get through it no matter what. What was probably the hardest obstacle that you and your mom had to go through in order that you pushed through that you're proud of?
I really think the most difficult, believe me, Becca, is people. I
Really?
mean, we are working with all different culture. We're
Totally.
working with different people from different world, I mean, different side of the world.
Yeah.
Everyone is different. Each
Yeah.
individual is special, and yet they're very, very different.
Yeah.
So you really have, because this is a people business. So
Totally.
I think the most difficult part is people, making people understand what we're
Mhm.
here for,
Mhm.
and kind of guide them through all the trouble or
Yeah.
the problems that they're facing. I understand that
Yeah.
every market, they have different problems. They're dealing with
Totally.
different people as well.
Yeah.
So this is something that we have to deal with constantly.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that courage to go on, it's
Mm-hmm.
very, very difficult. I mean, this business is great, but a lot of people cannot continue. It's because of the people,
Yeah.
not because of the business itself, not because
Yeah.
of the product. We have the one and only best product in the world,
Yeah.
but the people. You really just have to find your own way to work with people, to work
Mm-hmm.
around, and then to try to get along with people that you will never meet in
Yeah.
your life if
Yeah.
you're not doing network marketing.
Yeah. So that's why they call it network marketing, because you're working
Exactly.
within your network. I love what you said about courage. I think that is something that speaks so highly to you, as well as just like you are someone who you put yourself out there, and you're not afraid to just show people and say, this is who I am. And you do have to have that courage when you are talking about a new product or a new business,
Yes.
because you have to be so set and confident in your belief in the product, that even if someone tells you no, or someone else gives you an obstacle, you can say, you have that strength to kind of push through that obstacle.
Yes. One thing about being a leader or being a business person is you really have to know what you're doing. And when
Mhm.
everybody is against you, you have to be consistent.
I love that.
Um, if you just think about all the successful people out there in the world,
Totally.
all the people that who they've been through a lot of problem, a lot of obstacles more than us, but
Mhm.
yet they are still continue in what they're doing because they
Yeah.
believe in what they're doing. They
Yeah.
believe in um, their own thoughts. They know
Yep.
that, this is what they have to do in order for them to get to the other side. So
I love
same
that.
same thing with us. I
Yeah.
know that this is the right route. I know that I have to do this is something that I must do. So once you have that
Yeah.
mindset is very important. Once you have that
Yep.
mindset, it would all come through.
Yep. And I love that. I'm a big so I helped my dad coach little league football. And
Oh,
and, and that's something we always talked about was your mindset is. And I
yes,
love what you said, like planning it out. You have to think, I always think in a football mindset of, you need to not only think about what you're doing in this play, but what's going to happen in the next quarter, what's going to happen in the next half. What are you going to do now that's setting yourself up for success for 3 games from now, right?
yes,
And I
yes,
think that's so applicable to a business as well as, when you're going out, like you said, finding people that you want to build with, and finding who's this person that's going to help me build this next team, or who's going to be my next rising star, who's going to be the next diamond ambassador on my team that I can help set them up for success, and finding those people who have that same belief as you.
exactly, exactly. You really have to put your mind to it, and you have to
Yeah.
be strong. You have to know what you're
Mhm.
doing, and you really have to have that extra strength for it.
Yep. So, kind of shifting gears, with speaking of teams, what do you and your mom do to recognize your team, and how do you support and lift up your team, and tell us your thoughts on why recognition is so important.
Well, first of all, with our support, I think of myself as a servant. So we're actually serving people because it
I
is a customer
love
service as
that.
well. Because
I love that.
anytime, anywhere, when there's a problem, when there's a need, we have to be there. That's
Yeah.
why I always tell people that I really don't sleep much these days because I have to be up 2 a.m. because
Oh
on the
my.
other side of the world they're like, daytime. So
Oh
you
my
have
gosh.
to be able to accommodate all that,
Mhm.
a timing thing. You really have to. A lot of people say it's sacrificing. Yeah, it might be sacrificing in a way, but to me, I just think this is what I do, and I am
Yeah.
serving, and
Yeah.
this is my job. This is what I
Yeah.
am here for.
Yeah.
So bringing together the team and helping them and solve their problem. We are
Wow.
problem solver. This is what we
Yeah.
are here for. This is why. And then recognition, I love about how I have to recognize the people at the very, very bottom of our team because
Yeah.
these are the people that who's working very hard.
Totally.
Some sometimes I always think, don't like recognition me. I mean, I don't need to be recognized because everybody know me already, but I want to give people chance, from my
Mhm.
team, the very bottom, they're the one that who's working very hard. They're the one
Mhm.
that who's fighting in the front line. I want to
Totally.
recognize them. Yeah,
Totally.
they are stars.
I love that, and I have to say, I got to spend some time with you in Costa Rica, and it's so
Yes,
fun for me at events, and I get to kind of watch everyone interact. And one thing I just like I admire so much about you is like I see how you interact with everyone else, and it's you really are in that like serving mindset. Like you're so humble and you're so kind, and you just
thank you.
I love watching how you interact with people, and you want to hear their stories and celebrate their successes. And I think that's so cool. And I think it's so important, like you said, as a leader to also serve, because I think
Yes,
that's where that concept of a servant leader, that term comes from. And I think it's such a great quality, and I think there's a huge difference between being a boss and being a leader. And that's why I love this bit. I love network marketing, is because you're not just building, it's not like a normal corporate America where you're just building workhorses or you're building bosses,
right,
right? Like you're building
right.
leaders, and what you're doing is inspiring people to build them into leaders. So how do what do you instill into your team to help them also start recognizing their teams as they start to grow?
Well, basically, I always set myself as a role model. So what I do,
Love
people
that.
actually see and they
Yeah.
follow. So I always tell them that being a leader, you really have to do everything yourself. You have to not
Yeah.
just point fingers or just tell them, hey, do this, do that.
Yeah.
We're not here to do this. We are here to support. So by doing that, I have to do it myself. I have to
Totally.
show them. I have to show them, okay, this is what I will do. So if
Mhm.
you just duplicate what I do,
Yeah.
you will do the same for your team. And that's very important because we in the Chinese tradition, we always believe whoever leads well in the family, in terms of family,
Yeah.
whoever leads well in the family, your generation down will be the same.
I love
So
that.
I think that is so important in terms of team, in terms of
Yeah.
company, leader,
Mhm.
everywhere we go, people look at you and you just have
Yeah.
to, do the things that that's right. You have to support, you have to lead, and you have to serve. This is what I
Totally.
believe. It doesn't matter what business you do.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. And you know what? It's really interesting that you say that, because I feel like that's how Alexi is. I feel like that's how
Yes.
he leads the company. He's first one in the office, first thing in the morning, last one out. He's showing up. He will take any phone call. Um, and I think it's so interesting, and it really goes to show that what he's instilled with his company is we get leaders like you who want to also be a part of that same thing, and have those same values. And I love that you said that about family, because I feel like, at least in my experience, this is probably the first company that I've really truly felt like it is a family.
Yes. Yes.
And
It is a
it
family.
yeah, like you don't, a lot of times you're like, oh yeah, I like my work friends, or I'll go to work. I like the people I interact with, but then you go about your day, and you don't think about it after. But like I love being able to spend time with you all and see you all. Like it really is truly a family. Like it's more than just, oh, come in, help me with this business and move on. Like you genuinely want to make someone's life better.
Ye Yes, of course. Speaking of family, I've been working with different companies. When I was
Mhm.
young, I like to when I was younger, not that I'm old, but when I was younger, I like to work at different career because I don't know what I really like. So I want to
Mhm.
make sure that the place that I work, I feel very, comfortable. So I
Mhm.
change different companies. I work in different kind of atmosphere.
Totally.
But everywhere I go, I just feel like, oh, this is just a job.
Yep.
You don't feel like this is your home. This is what
Totally.
I've been searching for my whole life.
Yeah.
And when I started with New You Life, everything changed. From
Love
our
that.
team, from corporate, from
That's
company. I mean, Alexi especially made me
mhm.
feel like, wow, this is the kind of company that I want to work with or even work for.
Yeah.
So I told Alexi, I said, you're my mentor, because every
Mhm.
time there is a problem, I always think of Alexi, because I think so many things that he has to go through every single day, and he is still here. So
Yeah.
compared to him, I mean, our problem is nothing, you know.
Yeah.
So I always tell myself, this is nothing compared to what he has to go through. This is nothing compared to what our company has to go through. So I
Yeah.
told him, you're my mentor.
Yeah.
So by having that kind of like a big brother mentor kind of a person there,
Yeah.
I feel I can go on. So I think that is so important when it comes to a company CEO or
Mhm.
the founder. He really gives us that strength that makes me feel like, I can go on, because he is leading, he is there. As long as he is there, I feel very safe.
Yeah.
This is how I feel with New You Life.
Yeah, I love that, and I think it just goes to show that, like, he's, and his big thing is recognition, and everything I think that he does is to make sure that you all are taken care of, and that our field is taken care of, and the employees are taken care of, and I think that's what's so cool is he really truly, like, has so much love in his heart, and he's
Yes.
always putting others first, and I think that's a big part of recognition, and that's why I love what I do, because I get to put others first and celebrate others, and uplift others, and I think that's so important. So along the lines of recognition, you've talked a little bit about, within the Chinese culture and the family. So how has it been for you over the last 5 years building in, because you're building all really truly all over the world, literally, and what is that like from like a recognition standpoint, and the differences and cultural things, as we have so many leaders in the field who are trying to branch out into, we just launched Korea and all of this. How do you build, and how do you recognize people?
Yeah, because Becca, every culture is different, and then they
Yeah.
have different needs. So you just have to get to know them a little better.
Mhm.
That's why our weekly meetings, our monthly leader meetings are very important, because I set up those monthly and weekly meetings with different group of people, so
Mhm.
they know that they're being noticed.
I
Like
love
rather than they feel like, oh, we're so small, we're so
Yeah.
far, we are not, we
Um,
are nobody. But yet, with my team, I appreciate them. I recognize them personally first.
yeah,
I have to let them know that we appreciate you, this is what you are doing, and you are very important person in our team.
I
So
love that.
that's why we do this meeting weekly and monthly. And with the
Wow.
leaders, if you're a certain leader ranking up, I do meetings with them monthly. I have to
Wow.
let them know that we really care about, we hear your voice. If there's anything, just bring it to me, and then I will
Yeah.
bring it to the company. So this is what we are, like the bridge of this
Yeah.
whole network marketing business. Because without this bridge, a lot of will be miscommunicated. So,
Mhm.
I try to do the communication, I try to do the bridge, I try to link everything together, so
Mhm.
everybody in different market, they know they're being heard, they
I
know
love
their needs
that.
are getting, solved, and then we are here to help them.
Yeah.
If their job is easier, and then we can make this all better. I mean,
Yeah.
this is all about like communication is also very important,
I
because I
love that.
communicate with them. Even if you're the very new people that just join, as long as you can contact me, I will treat you like a diamond.
I
This is what we are here for.
I love that. I want that on a t-shirt. Is that I will
Yes,
treat you like a diamond.
yes,
Oh my gosh, that is I'm going to take that back. I think that's something that we need to start implementing, cuz that's a great that is a great way to look at, because at the end of the day that's what you're trying to do, right? Is you're trying to
yes,
build more diamonds, and so why not from the get-go start treating them, it's almost like that positive
of course,
manifestation, right? Like you're putting it out
yeah.
into the universe and saying like you are going to be a diamond, so let's do this.
Exactly. You want them to feel like they're very important, and they are,
Mhm.
because you never know, when they first started, you never know. Like when I first started, I never knew I would be a diamond. So
Yeah.
it's everyone has potential. We just have to make sure that we find that potential, and then we actually bring the diamond, out from underground. So
Yeah,
then we recognize them. This is what
I
we are
love
here
that.
for.
I love that. So you do weekly and monthly meetings, and so how, how does that look for you? Like how involved are you with, as people are recruiting new people and, knowing who to recognize? Like what are some things that you do to help make it easier for you or to make sure that you are recognizing all of those people?
Yeah, because our team leaders, they will actually bring new people. If they do
Cool.
bring new people, and then I will meet them like personally
I
online
love
or
that. Cool.
offline. And then I will have like here in California, I have this weekly meeting with my local team members
Oh,
in, in the
wow.
office. I have
Cool.
an office, so I meet
Cool.
with them every week. That's for
Cool.
the people that who lives here in
Yeah.
California. And then for people that who's, overseas, we do online, and then
Cool.
we will meet, new people. I still do recruiting. If they need me, I would
Yeah.
still actually get on,
Yeah.
the Zoom, and then I would actually do meetings for them. I introduce the product and the company, so I
I
still
love
do
it.
recruiting for my team. But most of the time, whenever my team needs me, I will always be there, and
I
then
love
I
that.
will, like help them with whatever problem, because they might have different problem every
Yeah.
month, and then we go
Mhm.
over problems that they're facing, and then we just try to resolve that. So I think connection is very important. Communication is the most important thing when it comes to this business. Without
Yeah,
that, there's going to be a lot of, like pieces missing. So that's what I'm
totally.
here for, and I try to do my best. We are still improving, but I'm
Yeah,
trying to do
always.
my best to help, everybody all over the world.
Yeah. I loved what you said about connection. I think connection and recognition go hand in hand because you can't recognize someone unless you're connected to them, unless you
Yes.
know them and understand them. I mean, recognition can even be as simple as a knowing how they like to be recognized. Is it a text? Is it a post? Is it a shout out in a group chat? Because even something as small as that, even, call out in a meeting, that those types of small recognition is how you build leaders, and that's how you build the excitement and the happiness and the joy and just celebrating the small wins. I think a lot of times, we celebrate a lot of the big things, which absolutely we want to, but we also want to celebrate the small wins. Is it bringing on a new customer or a new
Yes.
business partner or having a new testimonial, whatever that is, I think is super, super important. Um, so I think kind of my last question, for you is what would be your advice for someone who's running to diamond? How do they get there? What advice do you have, in order for them to get to that success and that rank?
Yeah, actually, the most important thing is believe in yourself. Believe in
That.
yourself, believe in what you were first here for. You have to
Mhm.
know why you're here, the purpose of
Mhm.
you joining the company, the purpose of you starting this company, starting this business.
Yep.
Because we always, sometimes down the road, we're like lost. We don't know
Yeah.
what we're here for.
Yeah.
That's normal. I mean, any business, any career, we will run
Yeah.
into this kind of mindset. But always bring yourself back, come back and say,
Totally.
what's my purpose? What is the purpose I joined this company? Why am I here?
Yep.
Now I have teams, I have a group of people that who believed in me, who believed in the
Mhm.
company. So what you need to do in order for you to lead them, to guide them,
I love that.
rather than lead them, I think guiding is more what we're doing. We
Yeah.
just make sure that we are doing in the correct way. So it's very
Yeah.
important. And also you reward them. When you see little people doing little things, even very
Yeah.
small things, you have to reward them. And it doesn't matter.
Totally.
Rewarding could be a message.
Yep.
Rewarding could be, a gift card, just anything
No,
that you feel
something
like this is
small.
the way. Small things makes a big difference.
Yep. I love that. Yeah, I think that's so important. And it is because sometimes, and honestly, sometimes people just want to be told good job or I'm
Yes.
proud of you. They want to be seen. They want to know that they have a valuable place. And I think that's so special And I think that's a cool thing that, you get to do as a leader, and we get to do on the corporate side is we get to make people feel seen, and it's rewarding for us. I love being
Yes.
able to celebrate. Like my favorite part is celebrating rank advancements weekly,
Oh
because
yeah.
it's those small wins that continue, and because it's not just a small win, even, no matter the rank that you're going to, every rank advancement means you put in some really, really hard work. You put
Hard
in the
work.
time, you made the sacrifices to get there, and you're making the right steps in the right direction.
100%.
You know?
100% true. Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Alice. It has been such a joy talking to you. You are just so wonderful, and we just love having you. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing a little bit of your advice and your thoughts. We just appreciate you so much. If anyone has any questions about recognition, or to Alice, you can shoot an email to our recognition email. It's just recognition@newulife.com. And we will announce our next guest here in a few weeks. Alice, do you have anything else you want to share?
Thank you. Well, I just last but not the least, I just want everybody to believe in yourself. You know better than anyone, and I know, and we know you can do it, because this business is not just by yourself. You're doing with everyone. Everyone is doing this together, but
Love
at the end, it's your success. So thank you so much, Becca, and thank you
that.
everyone out there. We'll see you soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of the New You Life Pulse podcast. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. Also, for more information, please visit our website, newulife.com. Thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode of the New You Life Pulse podcast.